Hi, my name is Emilio. I'm currently the lead instructor for Exodus Survival. Today we're going to be talking about first aid kits. I have a whole range here with me, from a really big EMT style pack to an individual first aid kit that I carry with me every day, to kind of what I call a boo-boo kit, commonly referred to, lots of people on YouTube are calling it that, and then just some smaller stuff like a CPR mask you can carry on your keychain. So stay tuned, lots more coming. Okay, so what I want to focus on today are kind of the more elaborate first aid kits. This is the car kit that I carry, and I made it from an Expedition or a Maxpedition pack. I can't remember exactly which one it is, but we're gonna, like the FR1. So we're just gonna take a look in here and see kind of how elaborate this is. So I'm not saying everyone needs to carry this. I am an EMT, and that kind of influences my choices as far as what I'm willing to perform and what I'm not. So I'm not telling anyone to do anything. You need to do this at your own discretion and according to how much training you've had. So first thing, super underrated item, toilet paper. This is a foldable N95 mask. Good personal protective piece of gear. Filters out all kinds of nasty viruses and bacterias. Very good to have. I labeled each of these. You can see it's kind of coming off there. I should probably use some tape on that instead, but this is kind of like the little trauma pack. We'll get to that in a minute. These are the medications that I have and some other stuff that I'm kind of classifying as medications. These are like the patch you together kind of things, as well as tools. So I've got some super glue in here. I've got stuff like that. Spray on hand sanitizer, super useful. Patient's gritty, don't want to touch them. Spray it on. Light, checking someone's eyes. Which of course, little. Super useful, and you can use it as just a regular flashlight if you need to. It's got a little guide to the pupil sizes right there in centimeters. I don't know if you can see that. Got a little foldable CPR mask. Q-tips, cotton swabs, whatever you want to call them. Really versatile piece of kit. About 8 pair of gloves. Very underrated piece of gear. You go through a lot of gloves treating one patient or yourself. SWAT T tourniquet, like a big rubber band, except it's not connected. It's got little diamonds on the back that they go from that to that when it's the correct tightness. I have used these before in scenarios and they work really well. You can also use them as an emergency fire starter if you need to. Super useful. And very easy and not that expensive. Just always good to keep a pen, pencil, and a pad of waterproof paper. I don't have the waterproof paper in here right now, but I do have one that I'm going to put in here. All right. So let's take a look at some of these meds that might be a really good thing to consider. So I've got aspirin in here, I've got Benadryl, I've got ibuprofen, I've got AccuFresh eye wash, super useful. I don't know if any of you guys are contractors out there. If you get something in your eye, especially metal, you need to get that out immediately because metal can rust. This stuff is really great, doesn't hurt in your eyes. Highly recommend it. Tri-oral rehydration salts. This is basically like concentrated molasses without all the sugar. So if you got muscle aches, you got whatever, this is a good one. That's about it. Imodium AD. Survival situation, any kind of situation. You start having diarrhea, that can really quickly kill you. So let's look at the little trauma bag here. Move this stuff out of the way. I've got some Meta Honey dressings in here for burns and the like. I'm gonna do a separate video on these. These are like the coolest thing ever, but too much to talk about for one video. They're cool. Fresnel lens. This is like a little super thin wallet type lens. You could actually start a fire with this, but it's really good for getting out slivers and the like. I've got some gauze sponges here, just some gauze pads, some big band-aids, small band-aids, some medical tape, Curad silver solution. This is kind of like a triple antibiotic ointment, but a little bit more natural, so to speak. I don't know. Seems to work. Gauze roll, and just some more band-aids. In the little tool pouch, we've got steri strips, and as you can see, this tincture of benzoin leaked all over everything, so I'm going to need to clean that up. But I've got alcohol wipes in here, steri strips, Tegaderm, and tincture of benzoin. That's about everything you need to kind of do like a field suture without actually suturing someone. Little disposable thermometer, super useful to have. Super glue, very useful. Stay tuned for more on this guy in another video. Alcohol prep pads. Syringe for irrigating a wound. Look at how fine the tip is on that. I don't know if it'll focus there. Lighter, good multi-purpose item, but it's really good for sterilizing something, like a piece of metal if you need to do a little bit of field surgery. Not suggesting that, by the way. Small scissors, which are stuck together from the tincture of benzoin. It's like tree sap. And then these guys, Uncle Bill's silver sliver grippers. These are like the best tweezers ever. They're super sharp, very precise little tweezers. And as you can see, I mean, that all fit in this little tiny pouch, and it wasn't even full. That's my comfort level, and I will probably be adding more to it in the near future. So what do you think? What would you add in your individual first aid kit? Let me know in the comments. Talk to you later.